Hi Galactic Family! So the last video I didn't show my face, but it was really cool because there was this grid pattern that showed up that's kind of like the actual polarization we've been seeing in the sky and in the walls and pretty much everywhere lately. So yeah, if you didn't get the chance to watch that one, that was just explaining what the Codex itself, the title, means. And then this one, the next one, is maybe a little boring too because it's another title page, but here it is. So the word part, the P is to latch time, the A is alpha or 0 point, the R is radius, and the T is the framework for ascension. So by choosing our higher timelines through love, it better connects us with Source, and as we integrate the light, we radiate our new reflections back to God Source as a part of ascension. And then Genesis, I through X, or 1 Genesis, I through X. Source movement, love calls open, you flipped, call open, self-similar, self-source, self-similar, source movement, imagination, connection. That one means we move towards love, which calls open portals. You call open portals by realizing and claiming your sovereignty and acting as Source does. This is how we move as Source through imagination towards connection in dimensions 1 through 10. And then it's the word integrating. So integrating is I, Source movement, N, which is you flipped, T, which is the framework for ascension, E for call open, G for infinity, R for radius, A for alpha, T is the framework for ascension, I is self-source, N is you flipped, and G is infinity, love. So that part of it means light moved in you and made a change. You learned to give and receive energy. You are part of your soul star. Together with your soul group, you call open infinity and radiate 0 point, creating the framework for ascension. Sovereign self-releasing love, which means awakening to your higher self and soul are family. Cracks and expands the matrix mirror into fractal crystal ladders, DNA. So this one has to do with the definition of the letter P. It's not the first letter in order, but they're having me explain it right now. So the P is also the 9, which means to latch time, latch to clock time, which means to transmute negative polarity energies before they happen by choosing higher timelines. So this has to do with the last part about the fractal crystal ladders, because the P is also people. People are the grid work framework that Source is using to stop these negative energies and bring in more positive change and more positive timelines for all of us. Non-physical also gave me a new perspective on Mandela effect. The way that they have been guiding me to look at it is like a collective conscious pre-hypnotic sneeze, a reaction to self-defeating timelines, perhaps anti-time. Like imagine, this is the way that they're showing it to me, one is standing on the edge of a train platform and they're really sick and they can't see well and they're in danger of just stumbling over the edge. And they said, humans were like this, stumbling. We helped. You know how your allergies work, correct? In the body, when a threat is sensed, the body sends reinforcements. This is what we are doing. Earth, and therefore humanity, is a part of our body. We made you allergic to the old program, the gap in the tracks, so you sneezed yourselves out of harm's way. So that's interesting. But yeah, and they go on to explain that choosing the highest timelines affected the logos too. So logos, and also logos. So logic or reason, kind of like the zeitgeist, the logic or reason of the times, the principle of divine reason and creative order, also the programming language, also the symbol used by brands to represent themselves. So that's why we saw so many brands changing their logo from 2016 to 2018, because we are changing the logos. And then there's one final message in here with this part of the title, and this has to do with the integrating. So it also has to do with cutting ties, cutting cords, and what they said was, spin yourself to ascend and call open infinity radii. At 0 point you find alpha, the framework for ascension. You are source. You learn to flip infinity. Switch the future in every direction through love. And yes. So I'm going to leave you with this. Peace, love, namaste.